Hello students, welcome back to our video lectures on multi-stage amplifiers. In this lecture we will discuss about the analysis of two-stage coupled RC amplifier. Let us go ahead with the analysis. Now we do the analysis in the mid frequency, low frequency as well as the high frequency, and just what we have done in the earlier discussion. And we know the advantages of two-stage RC coupled amplifier. The bandwidth is going to be increased and it's a very simple circuit, and the cost of the circuit is also less, and at the same time it is having some disadvantages, like it cannot be able to provide very good impedance matching. That's why it is not going to be preferred at the last stage in the multi-stage amplifier. And with the aging effect, it produces a noise. You know the aging effect, you are going to use the circuit for a long time, it produces a noise in the output signal. Anyhow, let us go ahead with the discussion of two-stage RC coupled. Let us start with the medium frequency. Now this is the circuit at a medium frequency. All the coupling capacitances are short circuited and shunt or stray capacitances are open circuited. This is what is the simple principle we need to follow, and the same conditions we have already discussed in the concept of the multi-stage amplifier analysis with FET. Now this is what is the circuit diagram at medium frequency, and let us see what is the equivalent circuit. And this is what is the equivalent circuit at medium frequency. This is the equivalent circuit. You see this equivalent circuit. Whatever we are going to do, we will restrict the analysis for only one stage, because the analysis will be remains the same, or the procedure will be remains the same, whether it is a one stage or a two stage or a three stage or any number of stages. Now this is our Vs, this is Rs, the input current is Ib, the input impedance is HIE, and this is what is the emitter, which is a short circuited, and the collector current is given by HFE into IB. This is IC, basically this is IC HFE into IB. Then we have a collector resistance, because you need to make this VCC to ground, so RC1 gets connected to the ground. Now the input impedance of the stage 2, because this will be acting like a load, and the output will be given as an input for the stage 2. Now this RC1 is going to comes in parallel with the input impedance of a stage 2, which is Zi2, and which is also equal to HIE, just the same as that of in the first stage, assuming that all the transistors are having the same type of an input impedance here. HIE, here also it is HIE. Now see this circuit, this is what is the current that is flowing through, because it's a current source or a current generator. This is HFE into IB, and this collector current is going to be split across this RC1 and HIE. This will be, let us call it as a IC1, let us call it as an IC2. IC is equal to IC1 plus IC2, and this IC2 and I2, this I2 which is flowing through the input resistance or the input impedance of the transistor 2, and both this IC2 and I2 are in opposite directions. Like we can write it as I2 is equal to minus IC2. Let us go ahead with the discussion. We know the basic formula for the voltage gain. Voltage gain AV is equal to V0 by Vi. That is what is the formula in all in all the frequencies, or all at the frequencies we are trying to calculate. Let us quote AV medium or AV mid. We call it as a mid short. We call it as a mid frequency, or you call it as a medium frequency. V0 by Vi. We know V0 is equal to I2 into Zi2, which is equal to HI. I2 into Zi2 divided by Vi. Vi also we know the formula. This is the loop. You try to apply the loop. This is Vi. Then it is going to be becoming HIE into IB. And we know I2 is equal to minus IC2. Now instead of an I2, just replace minus IC2. Anyhow, that Zi2 is equal to HIE. Replace that HIE divided by Vi equal to IB into HIE. Now you can write it as HIE gets cancelled minus IC2 divided by IB. Now we need to calculate what is IC2. Let us see this IC2 equal to minus I2, or you write I2 is equal to minus IC2, whatever it is. Let us quote IC2 equal to minus I2, which is equal to HFE into IB into RC1. This is, see, HFE into, this is what is the current that is flowing through both RC1 as well as HIE. If I want to calculate the current in HIE, what we will try to write, what the total current is HFE into IB. If you are calculating through HIE, we need to take the another resistor, HFE into IB into RC1 divided by the total resistance RC1 plus HIE. That's what here we have written, HFE IB RC1 divided by RC1 plus HIE. Substitute this IC2 in this equation. Then we will get AV mid is equal to minus HFE IB RC1 divided by RC1 plus HIE into 1 by IB. IB gets cancelled. You will get the voltage gain in the mid frequency, which is equal to minus HFE into RC1 divided by RC1 plus HIE. This is what is the formula for the voltage gain in the mid frequency. Whatever we try to derive for both low frequency as well as the high frequency, it must be in terms of the mid frequency, sorry, the mid voltage gain, because you are trying to calculate the lower cutoff frequency and the upper cutoff frequency, you will get the maximum voltage gain in the mid frequency range. That's what we try to quote AV mid. Then you try to calculate the bandwidth at 3 dB, we call it as AV mid divided by root 2, which gives you both lower cutoff frequency and upper cutoff frequency. From that we can calculate the bandwidth, which is equal to upper cutoff frequency minus lower cutoff frequency. For that, first we need to calculate the mid frequency voltage gain. Now let us go ahead with the calculation of voltage gain in low frequency. At low frequency, again we need to apply the condition. You are not going to be ignoring, or you are not going to be making it as a short circuit, because at low frequencies, if you say ideal frequency f equal to 0, it offers infinite reactance, then you can be able to ignore it. But here it is not exactly equal to 0. The frequency is existing, but it is a low. You are not placing a short circuit or an open circuit, or just considering a reasonable amount of a capacitance is going to be existing. So let us replace here with a capacitor C. Anyhow, at low frequencies, the shunt capacitances will be open circuited. Now same, the equivalent circuit is same as that of the previous one, but we are going to be including the capacitor. See this, except this capacitor, the remaining circuit diagram and the equivalent diagram are same. Now in this case we have only one difference. From this node to this node we have a resistor RC1. From this node to this node we have a series combination of the capacitor along with the HIE. Apart from that, the circuit remains the same. Now we need to calculate what is the voltage gain at low frequency, AV low, which is equal to V0 by Vi. We know V0 is equal to I2 into HIE by Vi. Vi formula remains the same, IB into HIE, and I2 is equal to minus IC2 HIE divided by IB into HIE. We need to calculate that IC2 again. Now see this. We can calculate this IC2 very easily. How to calculate IC2, which is equal to HFE into IB into RC1 divided by RC1 plus 1 by j omega c plus HIE. This is what IC2 is equal to minus I2, which is equal to HFE into IB into RC1, the opposite resistance, divided by the total resistance RC1 plus HIE plus 1 by j omega c. Now just to substitute this IC2 in the voltage gain AV low, which is equal to minus HFE IB RC1 divided by RC1 plus HIE plus 1 by j omega c into 1 by IB. IB gets cancelled, which is equal to minus HFE into RC1 divided by RC1 plus HIE plus 1 by j omega c. We know the voltage gain in the mid frequency, which is equal to minus HFE into RC1 by RC1 plus HIE. Means here in the denominator we need to take RC1 plus HIE as a common. If you take that as a common, you will get minus HFE into RC1 divided by RC1 plus HIE into 1 plus 1 divided by j omega c into RC1 plus HIE. Now you can replace this entire factor. You replace this entire factor with AV mid. You replace that with AV mid divided by 1 plus 1 by JF into 1 by 2 pi into RC1 plus HIE into C. Why we got this? See here, this omega is replaced with 2 pi f. 2 pi f. That's what we have done. 2 pi f. F you bring it outside, it is in the form 1 by 2 pi RC. This entire thing is a resistor, equivalent resistance 1 by 2 pi RC, which is a cutoff frequency. You can call it as a lower cutoff frequency. Just taking that 1 by 2 pi RC1 plus HI into C as FL. Therefore, FL equal to 1 by 2 pi into RC1 plus HI into C. So, AV low, which is equal to AV mid divided by 1 plus 1 by J into FL by F. You calculate the ratio of AV low by AV mid, which is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus 1 by J into FL by F. You try to calculate the magnitude mod AV low by AV mid, which is equal to 1 by square root of 1 plus FL by F whole square. Just consider that the applied frequency, which is exactly equal to the lower cutoff frequency, means at F is equal to FL. You substitute that condition. F is equal to FL. FL gets cancelled. You will get 1 square equal to 1 square root of 1 plus 1, which gives you 2. Means mod AV low by AV mid, which is equal to 1 by root 2. You want to calculate AV low, which is equal to AV mid divided by root 2. This is what is the relationship between the voltage gain at low frequency, the voltage gain at mid frequency. This is what we have already quoted. You try to calculate the voltage gain in the mid frequency, which is at the maximum level, and you are trying to calculate the 3 dB frequency, whether it's a lower cutoff or upper cutoff frequency, it gives you AV mid divided by root 2. It is very much clear that AV low, which is equal to AV mid divided by root 2. This is the another analysis at low frequency. Now let us come to the analysis at high frequencies. At high frequencies, the coupling capacitances are short circuited and we have a stray capacitance. These stray capacitances, or you call them as a shunt capacitances, exist only at high frequencies. This is what is the circuit diagram at high frequency. The coupling capacitances are short circuited, and whereas we have a stray capacitances, we have a reasonable amount of a reactance for the stray capacitances. That's why we are including CS as a shunt in the circuit. Now let us come to the equivalent circuit. This is the equivalent circuit, and we have a parallel capacitance with RC1 as well as the input resistance or input impedance of the stage 2, which is a HIE. Now you simplify this further because all the three elements are in the parallel combination. Simply we replace with a parameter called, let us consider as a ZL. All the three which are in the parallel combination, replace it with ZL, and the current flowing through that ZL is IL. ZL is equal to a parallel combination of, means you can say a parallel combination of RC1, the reactance of the capacitance, as well as the impedance called HIE. Now let us go ahead with what is that ZL and how to calculate V0, and we know the basic formula for Vi, and we will try to calculate the voltage gain at high frequency. Now for the simplicity of the calculation, let us consider the admittance 1 by ZL, which is equal to 1 by RC1 plus j omega Cs plus 1 by HIE. You take the LCM, RC1 into HIE. In the numerator we will get HIE plus j omega Cs into RC1 into HIE plus RC1. Means we can write ZL is equal to RC1 HIE divided by RC1 plus HIE plus j omega Cs into RC1 into HIE. We know V0 is equal to IL into ZL. IL and IC are in opposite direction. So IL is equal to minus IC, which is equal to minus HF into IB into ZL. Just to substitute Vi also IB into HIE. We know the voltage gain formula. AV high, voltage gain at high frequencies, which is equal to V0 divided by Vi, which is equal to minus HFE into IB into ZL divided by IB into HIE. And you substitute the formula for ZL, minus HFE into IB into RC1 into HIE divided by IB into HIE divided by RC1 plus HIE plus j omega Cs into RC1 into HIE. IB HIE gets cancelled. Then we will get AV high is equal to minus HFE into RC1. In the denominator, take this RC1 plus HIE as a common. From this factor, take RC1 plus HIE as a common. Then you will get 1 plus j omega Cs RC1 HIE divided by RC1 plus HIE. That's what we have written here. You take RC1 plus HIE as a common into 1 plus j omega Cs RC1 HIE divided by RC1 plus HIE. We know this minus HFE into RC1 divided by RC1 plus HIE, which is equal to voltage gain at mid frequency. Just to replace that, AV high is equal to AV mid divided by 1 plus j omega Cs RC1 HIE by RC1 plus HIE. This is the formula for voltage gain at mid frequency. Now write this entire factor, a parallel combination of RC1 and HIE with RC1 dash. Now AV high is equal to AV mid divided by 1 plus j omega Cs RC1 dash. And we know omega equal to 2 pi f, jf into 2 pi Cs RC1 dash. This is what? Jf 2 pi Cs RC1 dash. And we know the higher cutoff frequency FH is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi Cs RC1 dash, means here we can substitute this factor with 1 by FH. That's what AV high is equal to AV mid divided by 1 plus j into F by FH. You try to calculate the magnitude. AV high divided by AV mid, which is equal to 1 divided by square root of 1 plus F by FH whole square. At F is equal to FH, means AV by AV mid, which is equal to 1 by root 2. You try to calculate the magnitude, means the applied frequency, which is exactly equal to the higher cutoff frequency. Then you are getting the ratio of AV high by AV mid is equal to 1 by root 2. From this, AV high is equal to AV mid divided by root 2. This is what we have derived for both lower cutoff. At the upper cutoff, AV low is equal to AV mid divided by root 2, as well as AV high is equal to AV mid divided by root 2. This is what is the analysis for two-stage RC coupled amplifier. Now let us go ahead with a differential amplifier. Now this is the basic circuit. Here we are not discussing about the basic BJT. In the further classes we will discuss about the functionality of differential amplifier with the help of bipolar junction transistor. Now let us go ahead exactly what is meant by differential amplifier. You have an amplifier, you have an inputs called V1 and V2. One is applied to a non-inverting terminal and the another input you have applied to the inverting terminal. Means whatever the output I am going to be getting, which is the difference between my two inputs. One is having a plus sign, another one is having a minus sign. Let us say this one is a V1 and this is minus V2. The output voltage is proportional to the difference between these two signals. That's why we call it as a differential amplifier. V0 is proportional to V1 minus V2, which is the difference between the two signals. and at the same time the output voltage also depends upon what is the gain of the amplifier. You try to remove the proportionality, you will get the gain of the differential amplifier. Let us indicate what is exactly differential gain. You call that a differential gain, and first of all we will represent that differential gain with the parameter called AD. A is the gain, D is the differential gain. You remove this proportionality, we will bring a proportionality constant. V0 is equal to AD into V1 minus V2. AD is called as a proportionality constant, which we normally call it as gain of the amplifier. And we know the differential amplifier is going to amplify the signal between the two signals. What is the difference we have between the two signals? That difference it is going to be amplifying. That's why it is called as differential gain of the differential amplifier. V1 minus V2 is nothing but a differential voltage. We normally denote with a parameter Vd. It is a differential voltage which gives you the difference between the two signals, Vd equal to V1 minus V2. Let us replace with V1 minus V2 with Vd. Therefore, V0 is equal to AD into Vd. AD is the differential gain, Vd is the differential voltage or the difference voltage. Simply we call it as a difference voltage. From that we will get AD is equal to V0 by Vd, which is the gain between the output, which is a ratio between the output voltage and the difference voltage. You can also express the differential gain into dB, which is equal to 20 log of AD in dB. This is base 10 and you will get it in the decibels. Now come to what is meant by common mode gain. Strictly speaking, the two gains which are related, this is popularly related with this common mode gain is popularly related with the DC components, and this common mode gain, why we call it as a common mode gain, that is a gain which is common in both the signals, which usually we will take it as consider as a DC component. That's what we try to calculate the common mode gain, which is normally an undesirable one, which is an average of the two signals, Vc is equal to V1 plus V2 divided by 2. V1 and V2 are the two signals we are going to be applying as an input for the differential amplifier, and whatever the signals that are common in both the signal V1 as well as the signal V2, we call it as a common mode, and it is called as a common voltage. Vc is called as a common voltage, which is equal to V1 plus V2 divided by 2, an average of the two signals. The signals which are flowing in the same direction in the V1 and V2, we call it as a common mode signals. Now we know the formula. Same again, this common mode is also going to be affecting on the output, because you get any output, the output consists of both AC as well as a DC. Whenever you are amplifying any signal, we don't require any DC component which is amplifying along with the AC. But consider here, in the previous case, whatever we have represented, V0 is equal to AD into VD, which popularly belongs to the AC signal. Now let us say V0 is equal to AC into VC. This is the output voltage for the common mode gain, and this is a common voltage for the two signals. Now the total output V0, which is both differential as well as the common mode signals. Therefore, total output voltage, which is equal to ADVD plus ACVC. We don't require the common mode signal at the output side. We need to eliminate, or we need to reject the maximum portion of ACVC, which is a common signals that are existing in both V1 and V2. Now let us go ahead with the most popular definition, which is related with this terminology called common mode rejection ratio. Let us see the title itself, common mode rejection ratio. The ability of the amplifier to reject the common mode signals which are appearing in phase. That's what we have quoted. Both the signals are in the same direction. that's the signals called as the common mode signals. We need to eliminate the common signals which are present in the V1 and V2. That's what we normally call it as common mode rejection ratio. This is what is the basic definition. The ability of the differential amplifier to reject a common mode signal can be expressed as a ratio called common mode rejection ratio, and it can be defined as the ratio of the differential gain to the common gain, CMRR. We always prefer the signal which is a differential signal at the output side. We don't prefer a common mode signal at the output side. We don't want any common mode signal. Hence, we prefer common mode gain must be equal to 0. Hence, CMRR, ideal value of the CMRR is going to be becoming as a infinity. But in practical, you are never going to get a CMRR which is equal to infinity. But ideal case, we can say common mode rejection ratio which is equal to infinity, which is a very, very important bit for the competitive exams. The ideal value of common mode rejection ratio which is equal to infinity. Reason, we try to prefer the maximum differential gain with minimum common mode gain. You consider the common mode gain approximately equal to 0, CMRR is going to be coming as infinity. That is what is the ideal value of CMRR. Now, you represent that CMRR in dB, 20 log of AD by AC. This is CMRR represented in terms of decibels. We also know the formula, the total output voltage which is equal to the differential plus common mode. ADVD plus ACVC, you take ADVD as a common, ADVD into 1 plus ACVC by ADVD. Again, from the denominator, you bring this AC into the denominator side. VC divided by AD by AC into VD. We know this is CMRR. Means, therefore, the output voltage is equal to ADVD into 1 plus 1 by CMRR into VC by VD. This is what is the output voltage which is represented in terms of CMRR, common voltage, difference voltage, difference voltage as well as differential gain. This is the basic concept related with the differential amplifiers.